So I've basically gotten Sanctuary to how I mostly want it. I didn't do a normal water farm like most people will do. Ooh, there we go. Alright. So I've did a little bit of updating. Um, I have scrap everything and place everywhere. I've made it a habit to try to not scrap the houses, but I may scrap roofs. In the case of the Soul Survivor's house, I've used it as a way to build a second floor for his little bunker and place for him to do his work. Just one second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to check on something. Um, anyway, so this is a Soul Survivor's house. I built this little bridge to connect the bunkhouse that was made for the uh, survivors of Concord. Uh, Something about this setup is kind of glitched. I can't get any of the survivors of Concord to do anything, so I can't set them up to do food production or any of that. They just tend to stand around in some random spots. Like Mama Murphy will stay here, but either way, it's not that big of a deal. They still function for any missions that they have. See, I set up a little inner gate. Here's my power station, or a power plant. I do have some settlements too. This is one of the things I wanted to show you. So this is the hotel I built. I named it the Revere Hotel. For this run, I named myself Paul, so I figured it was rather fitting. The 4 rooms down here are pretty much identical, just little small changes here and there, and they're very small. I still have to finish this up. This is going to be like a men and women's room for washing up. This is a hotel after all. These are the VIP suites. Again, I need to finish this up. They just currently have the beds in them, but wanted to make something where if you need the extra room, you want to have a party or something, you'd be able to do so in here. And then these are the, not VIP, but like good suites. Again, I need to finish these up really. I just kind of have some different types of beds. Being that a lot of the windows get broken out, I tend to replace them with either chain link fence, or I'll replace them with beach fence to kind of cover it up, or replace the glass whenever I'm able to. But I don't do that all the time, as again, at this point in the game, the Soul Survivor wouldn't really have access to all this fancy materials, but he would try to patch it up as best he could, which is why whenever there's a spot on the walls that are just busted, I'll patch it up as best I can like this. I made a custom barn out of one of the houses. I wanted to kind of keep it, show that like, hey, yeah, this was a house, but I put like a little house on top with a little farm around here. And again, there's a bed. because of the way that I had to do settlement transfer, there was a table here. I'll just have to put another table there at some point. Captain Tango is a YouTuber that I tend to watch, and he made these little watchtowers. I had the idea of connecting the two and making it a both a guard station and kind of a little a gatehouse, really. And then up at the top, I don't know if I can show it. Yeah, here we go. It'll show better once I get down. I should have thought about that. So that's my sign for Sanctuary Hills. I more or less had to redo some of the signing because of being that I'm doing a really modded run and managing to do both Fallout 4 and Fallout London at the same time. Some of the assets are, replaced, so they have to stay as such. This is my Mega Mart. Downstairs I'm probably going to have like a regular general goods person. I'll probably put them in this corner. I wanted to kind of see if I couldn't build a fairly decent looking building using scaffolding as the main structure. And I'd kind of hide it here and there, but still have it exposed. Go up to the second floor, and I made a pretty cool second floor, I think. Again, I have to put a lot of the shops in, but I don't really have all the perks yet. I've mostly just been building. I'm gonna save the Soul Survivor's house, like the inside, for last. This one, I just kind of messed around with one of the different concrete redesigns that are available. I wanted to see if I could make like a little shack, or I haven't fully decided on what that's gonna be. My water production is through a lot of these little water towers. Again, they'd be kind of scrappy stuff that I could probably get a hold of if it boiled down to it. A lot of these houses still aren't touched yet, as some of them I'm going to leave for during the plebs and settlements. Took an old car, that old car part that was found at this location, and I kind of turned it into a little kind of like awning. I made a recruitment shack for the Minutemen, and ideally if I could get Preston to cooperate, this would be his home. So I gave him a fairly little decent home. Little radio, couch and a table. Reuse that thing just to be a little table. And this was also done using scaffolding as for the flooring and everything. Reuse some of the files to just kind of, again, immersive way to kind of show that he's doing recruitments, explaining how he would do all that. I hadn't thought about like what I was going to do for a bathroom for him, so like I had to basically make a little outhouse that has like a little shower head. She has to unfortunately go outside to do a showering. I decided to take this building, which is always busted, and rather than just scrap it, I used it as like a kind of foundation to make this watchtower. And the watchtower does stop at pretty much effectively build limit. I built it as high as it would go, and I put a couple of guard posts, which I think was cool. Although I do also did add another fence right here. And one other thing that I've been noticing is sometimes pardon me. Sometimes objects are just not quite lining up after I place them. Since I'm here, I can go ahead and I don't want fancy. I want something like this. That'll do. I think that looks pretty good. So again, wanted to make a little watchtower for all the future Minutemen to be. After heading back down, I'll show you the bunkhouse, and then the Soul Survivor's house. And again, this is all stuff that's going to kind of update as I play through. So I might put a couple screenshots on my Discord page or something along those lines. I haven't fully figured that out yet. I want to kind of keep like the downstairs for here as vanilla as possible, except for this room. I wanted to update it to allow for, you know, all the people to actually have a nice little kitchen. Here, Sturges. Have a nice little Scrappy shelf, little table, and then here's the bathroom for up the stairs. I do need to move this. I didn't realize how. There. Again, I want to have plenty of beds. I'm gonna, you know, put some decorations and use OC Decorator to kind of set this up. I wanted to have a little, not really roofed, but you know, little dining area for them, and then put a little spot up here for someone to kind of again stand around, and should probably put like a mat here to put someone as like a guard. And again, using the bridge lets me get over here. There's one more spot for a guard. Soul Survivor's trying to be self-sufficient, so he's using a lot of you know, wind power. That's basically free. You know what? Alright, I don't need those anymore. Alright, so I put a little spot for him to kind of have a little hidey way in case if he needs to get ready to defend himself during a raid, or, you know, something along those lines. Made it to where he would have actual working switches now, because I figured this is his home. Not trying to sound like a jerk, but you know, once we do have people, I don't want people coming in here. And I'm pretty sure as long as you have these, they can't just open the door and let themselves in. Updated Codsworth's little nook, that way he can have a little space and it's a little tidied up. Sean's original room has been turned into like a staircase for the second floor. One of the issues I found with this, originally I just wanted to do a straight up elevator. There's a glitch going on, however, in my game where once I exit out of the game and log back in, like the following day to do some more changes or do some more building, that elevator does not want to cooperate. I basically have to like place it back down and fix everything, and I'm not going to do that every time, so I just found a mod that had like a corner staircase that worked for my needs. I wanted to kind of update the HVAC system that was in the actual vanilla files and everything. Make it look nice and intentional. Give him a little pet bird, just for funsies. Again, kind of decorated Sean's new room, where I have Codsworth sitting. One of the small issues I will find with doing this modded run as well is companions will not, like, they will basically stay wherever you left them. So the only way that they will do what you need to do is, say, like, if I slept up here, dog meat will show up here. If I wanted dog meat to stay here, it's easier for me to do something like, hey, just stay here and choose any of the people I'm gonna, pick up along the way, because I'll know where they are, than it is to try to fight with it at this point. But it is what it is, and it's not a big deal. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So I made a little barkeeper shack for him to live at. And again, this one's actually been kind of decorated. I repurposed one of the old dining tables, or picnic tables. I turned it into his little his little bed. So he has a grill. This one actually you can make stuff with. And since I wanted to do a waterfront-based bar, I created a really nice boat-shaped bar, in my opinion. I worked really hard on this. Put a little, didn't have a mermaid, but I was able to put, a mannequin from Nuka World here, and just kind of put it on the prow. And with Sim Settlements, you also get like custom flags. So I put Codsworth flag on the front of the bow. And so the name of the bar is the Rum and Sanctuary. I do have to do some more patching up here and there. My big thing was I decided to round out the back so that way people could have a little more room. And I put the chemistry station here because I figured the barkeeper would be making his own hooch at this place, reusing old Nuka flavors and turning them into chandeliers. That's actually a really cool mod I love having. And then, yes, I did actually make these custom sails. This took quite a bit of time to line everything up how I wanted, and a whole bunch of curtains. So this took like a bunch of cloth. But for funsies, I also made a captain's cabin, which, being that this is a bar, this really doesn't have like a function. I might just put some like storage or something back here, but I wanted to have something kind of fun. And again, I reused some of the old picnic tables that were found along here. I figured the Soul Survivor would kind of repurpose as much as he could as he went. And it's been nice. Honestly, it's been very nice. So, I think this is just about everything I kind of, like, the main things I wanted to do for Sanctuary, besides maybe finish walling everything off. But I had been working on this for a little over 3 weeks, on and off. And It's just been a joy. And here we go. Preston, for some reason, stays here. I don't know why he won't move. He's kind of glitched, but I also repaired the bridge as best I could. So, I think that's it. Well, thanks for viewing my tour. I will see what I can do for next time. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.